overarching theme is that you are not defined by what has happened to you. You're defined by what you choose to do with it. And that's it. I have preached the whole word. I can end the video right there. I don't have to say another thing. Welcome to Grace and Grief. I'm LaSandra, and if this is your first time watching this channel, I created this channel in 2017 after my husband passed away. And if you have watched the videos on this channel before, welcome back. I mentioned in my last video that I wanted to post an interview series that I created in May. In May, we were a couple of months into the pandemic, and I wanted to create some kind of content that would just bring hope, that would allow people to take a look into the real lives of others that had experienced some kind of tragedy or loss, but then from that loss grew. The whole premise of Grace and Grief is built on the belief that the soul can grow through loss, and that you can live a bold life after loss. One of my pet peeves, I think, when I lost my husband was that I felt like I didn't know a lot about grief, but I just felt like people tend to look at something like a loss of a spouse or a loss of a child, as something that, you know, you'll never recover from. I didn't want to buy into the idea that because I had lost my husband, that I would never fully be restored, or that I would never live a life where I was going to really be happy, or I was going to really be fulfilled. And of course that fear was there, that fear was present, but I would always fight that fear, and I would always just try to speak the word and try to pour as much videos, sermons, books, testimonies, music, whatever I could put my hands on that would fuel my belief that I could live a bold life after loss. And that my soul could grow through grief, that become a better version of myself, not in spite of the fact that my husband passed away, but because he passed away, that somehow, because this happened, I could experience some level of post-traumatic growth and become a better version of me as a result. And so that really is what Grace and Grief is founded upon. That's the bottom line of all the content that I create. And I know, like, because the name has the word grief in it, sometimes I have thought about changing the name, or I have felt as though maybe the name would be limiting, because maybe people would expect it to be sad, or expect it to be content that was just always about doom and gloom. But it's not about that, and it never has been, because that's really not consistent with my message, and it's not consistent with my personality or my belief system, or how I've looked at this loss. So really, Grace and Grief is a brand that is dedicated to hope, dedicated to having a powerful attitude, dedicated to faith, dedicated to transformation. And so I wanted to address loss during the pandemic, and I wanted to address loss in general, and this idea that people can grow through grief, and that people can live a bold life after loss. And I wanted to pull some examples together of people that I knew personally, who I already knew had powerful stories, had really faced tragedy, came out on the other side a better version of themselves, and somehow found a way to either integrate the legacy of the person that they lost, or to create a legacy for the person that they lost, and to give voice to the life of the person that they lost. I was excited that everyone I asked to be a part of this series said yes. Nobody said no. Everyone was willing to do it, and I was just thankful for that. Everyone was so gracious, so open, so dedicated to just trying to be an inspiration, trying to offer their story up to whoever it might help. And so those videos were, those interviews were created on through Zoom. I did the interviews via Zoom, and then I posted them in May on Facebook via a private Facebook group. But the plan was always to eventually take that content and post an edited format or an edited version of the videos onto YouTube, where they can live forever and you can now enjoy those interviews as well. So let me say this. We laugh. We laugh a lot. I laugh a lot. Lord have mercy. If you know me, I'm always laughing. I even laughed through my grief process. Even through my grief process, although I cried a lot, I also laughed a lot because it helped me. It helps me heal. And so we laugh a lot in the videos because that's my personality. And the people that I'm talking to, I am acquainted with them or have a rapport with them. So we're laughing, not at the pain, not at the tragedy, but you'll see. Just some of the things that when you lose someone, there's just certain things that I think you gain insight into that maybe other people may not understand. And so it's kind of like some of those inside jokes that we find ourselves laughing at. But I want to make mention that we laugh because I want you to see that even though we face the loss that we faced, there's still a joy on the inside. And I hope that someone can see that, because when you're really deep in it, or when you're really fresh after your loss, you may not feel like laughing. You may not feel like you really can laugh. You may not feel like you can really smile again. And I just want you to know that everyone that I'm interviewing, you'll see they have gone through real tragedy and somehow made it over to the other side intact, somehow grew stronger and manifested new aspects of themselves through the loss. And so these people are powerful, they're brave, they're beautiful people. I enjoy doing these interviews. I want you to know that when you watch them, the overarching message and the overarching theme is that you are not defined by what has happened to you. You're defined by what you choose to do with it. And that's it. I have preached the whole word. I can end the video right there. I don't have to say another thing. That's it. That's a whole mouthful. Like, that's it. That's the bottom line of the interview series. So with that being said, because that's the bottom line, I decided to call it Repurposing Your Pain. So that for the purpose of YouTube, as it lives on YouTube, this series is going to be called Repurposing Your Pain, because the whole idea of repurposing something is adapting it and changing its original purpose into something different. And so everyone in this series, you'll see that they took the thing that should have destroyed them, or the thing that could have destroyed them, or the thing that could have crippled them for life in some way. They took those things, they turned those things around, they took authority. A lot of times when you experience loss, it's easy to feel victimized and it's easy to feel powerless. But when you approach it with the attitude of, I get to decide what this pain becomes. I get to take authority over this pain, and I get to repurpose this pain to serve whatever purpose or whatever energy serves me or serves other people that I want to be a blessing to. And that's exactly what the people did. They took it, they took their loss, they took their tragedy, and they turned it around into something that was positive and productive and that bore much fruit. So I learned a lot. Like, I grew a lot from even talking to them, and as I edit the videos, I am just gleaning even more wisdom and more I feel like just more affirmation and confirmation. I said I would have those videos up. I feel like I said I would have that up on Monday. I don't really know why I thought I was going to record and edit videos at the top of the morning on a Monday in the middle of this e-learning, this pandemic e-learning with these 4 kids. Yeah, I don't know where I don't know where I thought I was going with that, but that didn't work out for me. And I will probably never ever tell you again that I am going to post anything on a Monday. Well, not during the day, but yeah, that didn't work out. So these videos are probably going to come to you on a Tuesday. Nevertheless, yeah, they're great videos, and I believe they're going to be a blessing to you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you hit the bell so that you don't miss a beat. Make sure that you share the videos and the interviews with people that you know they'll bless, and people that need it. And I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.